Okay. So today we will be building animation just like Aceternity UI. So we will see first what we are going to build and then we will implement. So let's get back to the screen. Okay, we are already on the screen. So here you can see this is something like this. We will be going to create. These guys are using Framer Motion, which is like more compatible with the React, but we will use Gsap library for like mm, JavaScript, and which is platform agnostic. Like it can work with any platform, Vue, Angular, React, so that you can work. Let's just close it because we don't need that. And let me just open the command mode. Cd, not code. Let's just make a directory cd following cursor, and we will say code dot. Okay, so here we are. Okay, let's just close that. We don't. Yes, I trust the author. Let's just close this. And what we have to do? What we have to do? We have to go to the website called React, and here we have to say like we will also be using TypeScript. So getting started. Let's see what they are doing. NVM. Let's just copy this. Go here or only here. Mhm. And we will select React as the framework, and we will use TypeScript. npm install. Oh, sorry for the npm install, and it will take some time. So the next code is npm dev to start the server and check whether it's done or not. Here is the server, and we will just open this. Okay, our server is started. So we will just minimize this. We will go to the browser, and we will say what we have to say: localhost, and it was running on 5173. Yeah, you can see it's completely working. So like we have installed the Docker. Now the next part is, let me just close this. I require this, require this. Let me open this rc folder index.css, and here one more thing we will do. We will go to a website called Tailwind, and this is a utility css first class, and it lets us like do the styling in the inline of divs. So framework guides, here you will select beat. So we will just, yeah, this step has been already done. So we will do this, go here, we will stop the server, we will paste the code whatever it is. It will take some time and it's taking much longer, and we will also enter this, and we will just wait. Okay, it's done. And what's more, they are saying, okay, they are saying this and npm run dev. Yeah, so let's just copy this. Here somewhere would be tailwind, and we will just um, delete this all and paste this, save. And what else they are doing? This is the index.css file. Let's just close this index.css, select, oh come on, select all, delete, paste, save, close, close, and then we will say npm run dev, and here it is. Server started again. Minimize this, go back to server, close the tailwind, we don't want it anymore. Okay, so it is now working again, but this time with the tailwind installed. So we will go to the app.tsx. We don't want these much things, we will just delete it. We will go to the insert mode. We also don't want this. So what happened? Okay, let's just delete this, and we don't want this. So what we will do, we will create a component folder inside this. You can like make this anyway, but I like it components in the component folder. And component, inside the component make a file with any name, but I will say, let's suppose first one is card.tsx, and here I will say tsrfce. Yeah, and for now, okay, as you know, the function name of a React functional components should be like in capital, so like you better keep an eye on that. Card is defined but the value is never read. Okay, because it's not, we are not exporting it correctly. Now it should not have any problems. And inside the component folder we will make one more component with custom cursor dot tsx. Yeah, and here also don't worry about errors, it will go all the way, and tsrfce. Yeah, and it's done. Okay, so the next thing is, why it's having errors, because we will just delete this because we don't want any props inside it. We will also delete the this thing. We will come here, we don't want the use effect. When we will need, we will import it. And for now, let's just say we want card to be here, and as you can see it's here, and it's here. Yep, let's just save this, and inside the card there is a card string, so it should be here. Yep. And there is one more in CSS file. We will also like empty this because we don't want any styles. We will make our own styles. Yeah. I deleted that. Okay, it's working. Now let's get rid of the errors from this file too. Remove the props because we don't want them right now. We would, but not right now. And with this is this custom cursor component will come here inside our card, and here we will import this. And I guess both of them are like rendering early in the app file. App file. Yeah. Now let's get started. Okay. So what we have to do is first of all, let's just make a component. Yeah. Inside the app, we will make it div, and we will wrap it with that, and we will say class name, um, flex, justify center, item center, just to make it in the like, in the center. And for your eyes, let me do it bg black and text white. Yeah. And yep, let's see what's happening. Okay, so we have to also say height screen. You guys can like handle the styling on your way. And we will come back to the card, and here we will say class name. Let's just say width is, what width should we give? um let's give it something like 96. No, 96 is too much. Let's just go with the 60. And height should be, what should be the height? When width is 60, height should be 96. Yeah, let's just see. We can't see, we will give it border. And for the image, what we will do, we will go to the unsplash, unsplash, just to grab one of the free images. um, let's just grab this copy link address, and we will go here, we will say this, and we will see what's happening inside our component. Nothing. Why it's not working? Oh, because it's not an image. So we are a developer, so what we will do, inspect, select this image, and here, yep, we got it. Control C, and we will just select this, delete, paste. Oh, that's a lot. Let's just close all this. Can you see that? I guess it's kind of working. See that? And I guess it's pretty much complete. Like you guys can like make your own div and all. And the main thing is we are going to work on the custom cursor. Yeah. So this looks right now something like this, and there is no cursor. First of all, what we will say, this is the div, and we will say cursor none. Yeah, this is the main part of our video. So there is a property somewhere. No worries. Yeah, here it is, none. And now what you can see the cursor is becoming invisible the moment we are entering this div. And also we will make this component as relative. I would tell you why, because it's needed. So inside the custom cursor, what we have to do, this is the div, okay? And inside this div, there would be a span, not span, let's say div, div only. And this div would have a paragraph maybe, and it would have something like name, yeah? And now you will say we don't have access to name and all and all. So what we will say, we have a name, and its type is of props, yeah? And we have to now create a interface props, name would be string. And yeah, that's pretty much, that's working now. Now it will say like you are not passing the name, so let me pass the name quickly. Okay, I write the wrong spelling of my own name. Okay, it would not be visible yet. What we have to do, so for now you will say, Ankush, there is no cursor. um I think you guys are right, and you are. So as you can see, we somehow need a on enter mouse function. Yeah. Suppose there is a component function which is like visible somewhere. Let me shave this, and is it visible? No. Let's just try setting the color to text white. And is it visible now? Or not white? Black. Oh, what's happening with my keyboard? BLACK. Yeah, as you can see, because it's the flag, so it's in the center. Now, what we will do, we will just say like class name absolute. Okay, now it's on the top because because we have to move it around the component. Yeah, and we would also say from top 0, left 0, and now you guys can see, okay, flex is being applied to this, but no worries. Oh, yep, now it's in the corner. Now, and if we need a like custom cursor like the Aceternity had, so what we can do, we can go to like React icons. Come on. So this is the website. You can search for cursor, maybe this one. But if it would have been this direction, then that would have been the better. But it's okay. Okay, we would use this. Mm, which one? Okay, let's just go with this. We will copy this, and here we need that, so we would just paste this. Don't worry, I will solve the each and every problem, and we have to also delete this. And to solve this problem, you have to simply come here and say npm I, oh come on my spellings, npm I react, what's the name, react icons, and the moment it gets installed the error will go away. Come on, and boom, no booms. Okay, yeah, the boom. Okay, let's just save this and see what's happening here. Okay, okay, because this div is not closed, obviously my fault. We have to give the fill property. No worries guys, we can simply give it fill, and inside fill we can say blue. Let's see what's happening. Yeah, it's working. If we can give any color, then let's give the pink. If you know, if you know. Okay, it's working. What we will say, class name also, let's just make this a little bit bigger. No worries, we will try with the bigger classes. Obviously it's working. Now what we have to do, we have to say something like style rotate. Let's go with the 70. Yeah, I guess that's fine. um and you know what, I would like to wrap this in a div, because there is a reason. Span class name height 5 width 5, rounded 100% to make it circle. mm, and this class name, it should be flex. Yep, and gap should be of 6. Okay, is it working? No, because it should have border. Oh, because there is 1D less. You guys wouldn't be able to see, so I would just make bg. That's the question. uh, Faint is a color, fuchsia. Oh, that I didn't want it. So this name should be not here. Let's just cut it here, and it should be here. hmm I know that's not looking great. So that is flex. So what we will do, we will do item center, and let's see what this is doing. Okay, first of all, let's just give some paddings, padding of 2, and let's just get padding to like top bottom both. That's more cool. And where is rounded not happening? Round, come on, I want a space. Rounded, what was that, excel? Yeah, like we are doing the excel everywhere in this tutorial. Okay, okay. These two guys are too close to each other, so this is the div, this is the div. What I will do, these two guys, no, this one. So here I will say margin top, maybe 6. hmm 6 is too much. Let's go with the 4. Yep. Now you will see ki we have to like just rotate it. Yeah. And first of all, this should be bg white, so that we can differentiate. Let's give it bg white. Let's just reduce the gap because it's looking weird. Yeah. Now our cursor is ready. It's just we have to hide it. So to hide it, what we can do now, let's just save this. Yeah. Or um or we can, let me think, hidden. Hidden would not work, or it might work. Let's just do the scale 0, because on scale 0 you will see key its width heights are set to 0, so it will not be visible to us. Now our component is perfect. Now comes the JavaScript part. This was the like styling part. And now here, this is the main component where we are importing the custom cursor thing. Now you will see like we have to trigger somehow that this gets a value, or like something like um, class name scale 1 maybe, but conditionally. and we can't pass class name to a custom components. So to do that, we will say that we would have a class name, and this would also a string. Yeah, and we will like say yeah, I'm aware about the class name. And what's happening, class name is defined initially. Okay, so this class name should be applied here. For that, you have to do this, and do this, and this class name should be here, class name plus. See, but the thing is, this class name and this class name, if you add a class name to scale 1 and at the end scale is 0, so nothing would work. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Mm, and first of all, let's just make the class name as conditional, because sometimes user might not pass the class name. And let's just go here and say, yeah, we want to pass the class name, and let's just make it scale um, 1. Now there is no 1, scale 100. Can you see that it's not working? The thing is, these two classes are being concatenated, and the same value that is coming at the last is being applied. So to fix that, we have something called cn functions. To use that, we have to import two libraries, import clsx and tailwind merge. What happened? Oh, we have to say npm not import, npm clsx and tailwind merge. Mhm. So what you can do, you can inside this rc folder, you can make one more folder, and you can say utils, and inside the utils folder there would be a folder called cn.ts function. Yeah, and here I guess you guys would be aware about the cn function of tailwind. Okay, this is the code. We don't have to save this, man. Yeah, so now we have the cn function. We will save this. So we have to keep it 0 only, so that we can scale it to 1 on mouse enter. And before that, there is a library which I will install. That's npm what's that, npm install gsap. So basically the full form is green sock animation platform, and npm install @gsap/react. Okay, these two libraries are installed, and now what we have to do, we have to go to the cards and we have to import both of them. Yeah, so let's just import gsap and control this and hold. Import there is one thing, or use gsap, ये भी हमें चाहिए. And yeah, so we are good to go. Let's have some space. And so this is the div. Yeah, so we will first create a um, reference to this, because like we can like use document.query selector, and we can have like some classes and we can just target this, but it's not a good practice in React. So instead we will create a use reference here, and we will say card ref. Yeah, and there is a hook which is use ref. Here it is. uh, and first of all, its value would be initialized would be with null, and we will say html div element. Yeah, it says it's not used. Obviously we will use it, don't worry. Here ref, and we will say card ref. Yeah, and this is done. Now we have to also like pass a reference to this, so that we can like target this on mouse events and all. First of all, let me just wrap it so that lines are visible that are outside here. hmm and we will say, not right now, let's just first go to the custom cursor. And as you guys can see, like we like simply passed the use reference hook here, but we can't do with this case here, because the parameters are not accepting anything like reference. So just like class name, we have to define that we are also having the ref. But if I do this, then reference will not be like it will, but we can't like use this like as normally, because references are little bit different than other props and state that we pass to the function. So as you can see, it's like something, basically it's a like function method of sorry, hook of the React. So we have to like define it in a different way. To do that, we have to import one of the things called import forward ref. this one. Yeah, and yeah, that's pretty much about it. And we have to just wrap the component inside this forward ref. This is a function. Yeah, and one more thing, we have to say like comma, and there would be a ref. This ref has to be passed down here. And let's just delete this. We also have to define the reference type that we will pass to this component, because yeah, that's pretty much clear that if we are passing reference down to this childs, then like this is div, then the reference pass should also be HTML development type. And yeah, that's clear. Yeah, so now we can like access this like card ref, and we will make one more const cursor ref maybe. um, Cursor ref is equals to, we will say use ref, because obviously we are trying to make a use ref. And initially it would also be null, and its type would be HTML development, as we discussed earlier. HTML dev element. Let's just close this, and this card ref should be passed over here so that we have access to that cursor ref, sorry. And yep, that's pretty much about it. We have access to both of them now. um, Now what we need to do is, first of all, let's just save this. And yeah, so here comes the part. There would be a use Gsap, which is a function just like use effect. So it takes a call back, and you can like pass the second argument also. Here we have to say scope, and our scope is this card ref over here, because we will apply the animation and everything inside that only. So we will say that's our scope, and one of them is used. Now inside this, mm, first of all, this main div, let me show you guys. Yeah, so we are talking about this. Okay, so first of all, we will add a event listener on mouse enter. There is a mouse enter, and we will say mouse enter. Yeah, and we will just copy this name and make a function about it. Const mouse enter, and this would be a arrow function, and we will have a e. Yeah, and this would be the save here. And let's just remove this because we don't need it right now. We have to remove this. Same way, we will add on mouse leave also. Yeah, because if mouse is coming, then mouse will also leave. Yeah, so mouse leave, leave, same as above. We will copy this, and we will make const mouse leave. This would also be a arrow function. Oh, sorry. Yep, and same as above. This would also have access to an event which would be of the same type. Copy. Mhm. And there would be one more function, and that would be on mouse move. Mhm. And we will say mouse move, as simple as that. So we have all three functions. Const mouse move, now it auto suggested, and this would also be like a arrow function. We will again have access to a event which would be of type this. Yeah, so all our three functions are ready. Now what we have to do on enter. So on enter we will say um on enter we will say if cursor ref dot current, then we will say gsap dot to. So basically gsap is a function which allows us to make animations, and as you guys can see, like for initially the scale is 0 to this div, which is basically the custom cursor, and which is getting the reference which we are passing through cursor ref. Yeah, so it would be saved in the cursor ref. So that's why we are checking if it exists, then gsap dot to, first thing it takes a like query parameter, like on the basis like on which to animation applied to. So this would be like, you can say cursor ref. And the second thing that it takes and is an object. So this object will be applied to the cursor ref, and here we say not cursor ref, we say cursor ref dot current. And what we can do is we can say scale to 1 the moment we enter it. Let's see what happens here. Where is that? It's here. Can you see that? And initially the duration of the animation is 0.5 seconds, so that's why it's like taking too much time. We can do change that. So I guess you would be like, oh, let's say, so I guess you would be like aware of this. So let's go here. And what happening is that, okay, we like handled or like gained the ability to like make the cursor and the div available. But what about my mouse leaves? We have not implemented that. So that's also pretty simple. We will just copy this and just paste this, and the only thing that's going to change is this over here, and let's see what happens. Let me just reload once. Can you see that? That's sick, yeah, like that's cool. But there is one problem. We don't want this cursor, like the arrow thing, to like scale and all. We want that it to be on their place, like the where we go, it should be there, and the only the div with the name should scale. So how to access that? And also, let's just implement the moving functionality, then we will see like how to like stop the cursor from being scaled and only the div. So as you can see, our mouse function is like left, like nothing is happening with this guy. So we will come here and say, obviously first we have to check if it exists, cursor dot current, and obviously this would be an block, and here are some things. uh, okay, so what we have to do, like wherever this original mouse pointer is going, we have to like track and keep the track of it like in x and y, and we have to like map to this like artificial cursor. Yeah, so to do that, first we have to calculate that we have a function, so we have a property called x. Now we can give any value, but the thing is that how to give, like we don't have access to the current original position of the cursor. So to do that, we have a thing, we will say const x. Yeah, and how we will calculate this? So to calculate that, as you guys can see that we have access to e, which we are not using. So what we will do, we will say e dot x, something like that. So we have client x. Yeah, so this is the position of the cursor, that anywhere relative, no matter where, it doesn't matter which div we are like focusing on, it's the original div from here to here. So that is the client text and all. And but the thing is, suppose I'm here. Yeah, so suppose I'm here like somewhere in between, but I can't go there, but otherwise it will disappear. Suppose I'm here, so this is the value of x. If we put that x here, so what will happen, that this x distance will be calculated from here, because our scope is container. So we have to find this distance from here to here. To do that, we have to find the distance between from here to here. So what we have to do, like we have to make a variable, and this variable will have the rectangle thing. Like let me show you here. So what's happening with the cursor is, and this div, like this is the card ref, yeah, like we passed the user reference card ref. So we have to tell card ref that give me your height, weight and position. We have to, yeah, here. So we have to say card ref dot current dot get client bounding rect. This is the function that we will be using, and yeah, and we will have everything about it. Now we have to say rect dot left. If it is not available, then we will set it to 0. So for what we have to do, we have to wrap this in the parentheses so that we get the computed value first, and then we will use it as x. And here what we have to do, just remove this, and we will say comma, and we will say here y. So we don't have y right now, so what we will do, const y. In the same way, we will calculate e dot oh, what happened, e dot client client y, and also we will minus here. This time we will not minus left, I guess you guys know why. So we will say top, and we will calculate, otherwise we will set it to 0. And oh guys, so the mistake that we are doing is this, that we don't have to do this. Instead what we have to do, we have to say gsap, and also gsap dot to, and inside here we have to pass the cursor ref dot current, and here will be in comma and then object, and then we have to say x comma y. And now it will not say anything. Let's go and check. See, this is working fine. See, and let's just reduce the timing so that because by default what happens is that every animation is set to the duration is 0.5. So we don't want that. We can simply change it. Duration. Oh, what I did? Oh, I deleted y. We don't want y to be deleted. So it would be the duration, and let's say duration would be 0.3. And now see what's the difference. See, this is more smooth now. What if I make it 1? Now this will be much more smoother now. See, can you see that? Now there is a problem. The problem which we were talking about, that the cursor is also getting scaled. We don't want the cursor, only the div. For that we have to particularly um, like focus, or like what we have to do, instead of like calling or like referencing them as one div, we have to break it down into two different things. First is this to like move, and the second one is to scale, that would be passed over to this div. So the question is how to get reference of this outside here, because that's pretty much what's the main like question, like main solution. So to do that, like we can't just simply pass another ref and the ref would be accessed here, yeah, like we can only pass one ref, yeah. So to solve that problem, here comes the part, the main part of the video. We have something called use imperative hook, import use imperative handle, yeah, from React, obviously. So what it does, it's like it lets you create your own attributes that can be like accessed from a reference. Like this reference will have only like dot current and something like style and everything, but use imperative handle hook lets you like twerk the values and like add your own methods. Okay, so we will see how it works. First of all, we will come inside here, and it's same like it's a function, so we will call this, and the first thing that is passed here is reference, yeah. So the reference is passed, and this, wait, what happened? The first thing is reference is passed, and second argument is a function that is obviously uh, arrow function, and we have to return everything that we want to be accessed from the parent. To return, we have to make this, not the curly braces thing, and inside this we can make an object so that we can have anything we want. It will say that it can't be nullish, access key and 300 more, obviously. So now the thing is, like we are passing a HTML div element, yeah, but like HTML div element is like we can't pass it now because this reference has to be passed to this use imperative handle. And though we are like making our own reference kind of thing, so we have to also pass our own custom reference type, yeah. So we will create one interface, we will say custom ref, um, custom ref, and this custom ref would simply have, so yeah, so this custom ref will have like properties or the types for the properties which we will be like adding. So first of all, let's say we will have a get element, mm, element, and this would be a function only, function which will like just return void, and let's just pass the custom ref over here, yeah. So now there would be an error, as you can guys see, that's this div has a problem that it says that legacy ref, yeah, like this custom ref can't be assigned to legacy ref, yeah, this reference accepts only like the main original ref. So to fix that, we will make one of the more more use ref hooks. We will say const local ref, which will only be available in this class, not from the cards. So we will say use ref, and we will initialize the value from null, and we will say its type of HTML div element, HTML div element, and we will pass this, and it will be okay, it will be like happy, yeah, that you did it. Local ref, yeah, so that's okay. What's happening to this, guys? Oh yeah, because we didn't imported the use reference from the React. Okay, it's also happy now. So the only thing is that we defined it like it has a function get element, but we don't have a function here because it's taking the reference and like attaching this function to this reference, but we didn't like declared that function or like initiated or like written the signature of it. So we will say, yeah, we do have get element, and this is a function, and what this function does, it returns something. I know I said that it would not return anything, so we can change. We will say if you call the get element with this ref, you will get this. To do that, we will say local ref dot current, as simple as that. We have the function get element on the ref, but so we said that it would not return anything, but it's returning something. So in future it will cause errors. So instead what you can say that it would return HTML div element, and if like local ref is not like rendered yet or the elements are not present yet, so it might also return null, only the one or operator, yeah. Now let me show you how do we access. Now you will say we were here to like access this, and you let us access this which we already had access to. So I will say, what if we declare one more custom function into it. Let's say get name element, and this is also a function, and this is also a function, and we will return, but we don't have anything to return, so we will make one more use ref, const name ref. This is also use ref, and its initial value is also null, and it's also type of HTML div element. Hmm? And we will go here, and we will say ref and name ref, and inside here we will say return um, name ref dot current all set. And to get the types while accessing, we would also say him that hey, we also have a function get name element, so that he knows about it. Ment, and this is also a function which will also return HTML development and sometimes null. Yep, we're all set. Let's just save this, go over here, and you will see that we can't really pass this now. Yeah, so what we have to do, also we have to export this, and we will import it here. Import custom ref, and where we were saying cursor ref, we will say it's type of cursor ref, custom ref I mean. And now you will see, and one more thing, we don't have to apply it to this now, because if we save, I don't think it would work. Obviously it's not working, because now we don't have to say this, we have to say get. But before getting that, so first of all, we will store it in the first store custom um, custom cursor div. We will say cursor ref dot current dot get element. That was a function, so we called it, and you will see like this is the HTML div, and we will say like if it exists custom cursor div, we will apply. So we will apply this animation to this only custom cursor div, and we will make one more variable to store the inner div of the that thing. So we will say cursor name, maybe cursor name is equals to cursor ref dot current dot get name element, and this is the function, so we will call this, and we have access to that cursor name. So what we will do, oh sorry, we will add a simple check that if both are available, cursor name, then cursor name, and simply what we will do, we will apply a scale to 0, and duration is also already 5. So let's just clear this. Oh sorry, let's just refresh this. Can you see that? I know that's not moving right now, but I guess you get my point. Yep. So this mouse enter function is done. Okay, so now we will move to mouse leave function. So we will just copy this, copy, copy, paste. You might wonder why not just let it be here, and let me show you why. Let's just comment this out, and let's just comment this out. Mhm. And let's see if it is working or not. So let's just refresh this. See, it's not working. Did you see that? The reason it's not working, because the first when React renders all the elements before returning before even returning this, as you know, JavaScript is like first will conduct these lines. So while conducting this, it would be null or undefined. You know what it means? It would be undefined. But what happens about when we are defining these variables inside the function? Because function will be attached to the event listeners as an event listener. So these event listeners are attached once JavaScript or React or like browsers are done rendering the like skeleton of the websites, like this div and image tags are like rendered, then these functions are rendered and applied. So we will have access to div elements until then, but now this time it is null. That's why we don't, so that's why we will not do this, just for the purpose. So we will just do this, and we will also uncomment this, and let's just uncomment this. So we are pretty much done here. Let's just again add a check, or let's just use this if function instead. We will say same things. We can just copy this. Yep, come here, do this. Oh, simple things what you have done. And instead of making opacity 1, we will make it 0, and it will be 0. So that's pretty much about it. And while making the scale 0, we have to give it a duration. Wait a minute, I ruined something. It would be 0 comma duration. mm, Duration 0.1. Now let's see the magic. See, yep, it's working. Now we have mouse leaf completed too. Let's move to the mouse move. As you guys know, Like we have to move both of things. Instead, what we were doing here is like we were not adding the scale property to the name tag, and but what we have to do in case of move, we have to move the main div, that is the cursor div, that is we will access from dot get element, not the dot get name element, this one. Yep. So we will just copy the first line only. Oh, I meant this. And copy. Let's just go to the move function, do this, and it's being applied to the cursor ref. Now also we will say custom cursor div, and we will say custom cursor div. That's it. See, crazy, na? Now there is only one thing. You will say ki, oh, it's not changing color. On every enter, it should change color. Yeah. So to change color, we have to make a like combination of different colors like primary and secondary. So let's just go to the util folder and make one file. Let's say random color dot come on random color dot ts, and I have the file. So it is basically this is the object what we are importing, I mean array, and this is the function we are importing, which is get random color. When called, what it will do, it will return color pairs, this array, but it will access any one of this based on the random. Uh, it will access any one of the objects randomly, like math.flow, math.random, multiply by color pairs dot length. Okay, so this will give any one of them combinations, and we have to use that. To use that, we will go here. We will import that thing. Import get random colors, get random color pairs, and what we have to do, we have to make a state inside this const, let's say colors comma set colors, and this will be use state. I will tell why we are doing this, and this would be use state. Let's just call it, and here we will call the function get random color pairs. Yeah. So this will become an object. On every render it will have something. Now this color will be used here, like this is the main div, this is the fill property. Yeah. So we will make this fill property dynamic by using this. If you know, this is a string literals. This is ECMAScript 6. And, and we will say like we have access to colors dot, let's say primary. Yeah. So primary would be a string itself. So we are all set. Or if this is a string, then we can just do this. I just remember that we can simply do this. Sorry for the mistake. And we change the cursor color. And also if we are talking about the background color, this is the background color. Yeah. So to change the background color, a style, and here we will obviously, this is JSX, so we will add both background color, there would be somewhere, and here we can say colors dot secondary. Now it will work fine. Can you see that? Now you will see it's not changing on like on entering. So the thing is, component has rendered once. It's just that we are setting its opacity to 0 and 1 and scale to 0 and 1. Component is still there. Yeah. So somehow we have to change the state of the, like this state which we created, this state, or we have to render the component. So let's just change the state. But the thing is, this state is inside here. Yep. And we have to access this state here. As I told you earlier, this is what our use imperative handle do. It lets you access the child's states, props, everything outside, like in parent. Generally what we do level up the state. Like if you want to access something in two of the components, keep it in the higher level so that children have access. But what if some states are in the your child and you want to have to access have in the parent? That's where this use imperative is working. It's one of the purposes, and it also worked well with the forward ref. Now to do this, we will add one more function over here. The function's name should be change color. Yep, as simple as that. Change color, this would be a function, and what this functions will do, it will simply set colors to get new color, as simple as that. And to have the proper typography, we will say we will have a change color, which is a function and which just returns nothing, so you need not to worry about it. What's the error? Oh, I deleted that. Let's just add the comma. Yeah, so that's pretty much about it. Then let's just save this. Let's just go over here. Now when you want to change the color, I will change the color on leave because that would be good. So where is the leave function? Here, after all this chaos is completed, we will say mm, cursor ref dot current dot change color. Yeah, that's that's cool, I guess. Let's just save this and let's see what happens. Can you see that? Can you see, guys, how pretty it's working? Okay, that was about it. See you in the next video with some other topic, and please like and add comments so that I know what topics I should make videos, because I'm like learning things on the way. Yeah, so bye bye.